Welcome to LifePoint TV. I'm Pastor Del Phillips, your host for LifePoint, your path to real life. Um, Over the past few weeks, we've kind of been dancing around the subject matter dealing with doors, entryways. We began several weeks ago looking at how God has opened up a door, uh, giving us access to His presence, to the throne of grace, which shows us the great distinction between God's work and man's work, and that God's work opens eternity unto us. It gives us access to grace that we don't deserve, things that God bends over and stoops down to present, to give, to make available to us that we would not have if it were not for that open door access. We kind of moved and migrated from that thought to our most recent teaching dealing with the great door that's open. And Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse through verse 7 and through 9 there, he talks about that being an effectual door. But there are many adversaries therein. The door that is open, but it is there are adversaries placed there. Opposition is found at that same opening. So there's the challenge for us moving forward to take advantage of what God has made available or accessible to us because of the confrontation, the conflict and the contest that we would have to negotiate in order to move forward. Nonetheless, our emphasis was on the fact that the door is open and we should move through it. I just want to kind of give that background because I'm feeling led to stay on this subject matter concerning doors, but from another angle, if you will. And I want you to turn with me to the third chapter of the book of Revelation. Yeah, we're going to go there. The book of Revelation, chapter 3. And I want to begin reading at verse 5. I'm sorry, at verse 7. Verse 7. This is a message to the church at Philadelphia. Verse 7 says, "And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, These things saith he that is holy, he that is true, uh, he that hath the key of David," that's the king's key, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and shutteth, and no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door that no man can shut. Um, there is a principle that is established here that the holder of the king's key, the key of David, very significant here. The holder of the key has the power, the authority, the jurisdiction to determine what doors are open, what doors are closed. Let's establish it with this illustration. In a king's dominion, his territory, his domain, if you will, he has the authority to determine what gateways are open and what gateways are closed, what path those who are under his authority can come in and what path they can go out. Literally, the king determines the travel, those who can come and enter into the city and those who are denied access. That's the king's authority to determine what doors are open, what doors are closed. That's very relative to what we've talked about already up until this point concerning doors. That he that has that authority, God has the authority to open doors no other man can open, and to close doors that no other man can close. Or we actually look at it in the reverse here in the different angle from in this passage, and we understand this important principle that's applied to the authority that God has, more specifically over the jurisdiction in our life. God opens doors no man can close. God can close doors that no man can open. In the same understanding that he has the king's key or the key of authority. But I want to level this argument against that principle. There is one door that God will not open. Although he has the authority to determine the path that men will enter or men will be restricted, there's one door that God will not open. In this same passage, in this same chapter, Revelations chapter 3, verse 20 says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock." If God is knocking, that means the door's not open, and he's not going to open it. But you'll have to stay tuned for the next broadcast for us to continue in on this study and on this theory. Until then, you stay on the path that leads to real life.